Dee Dee here, and today I'm going to be doing my very first book review on this channel, which I'm a little bit nervous to do because I have some complaints. Not going to be a spoiler-free review, so if you're looking for that, do not watch this video. The book I'm going to be reviewing today is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, and I have some stuff to say. I'm going to start out with the good things. So I think that it was a very, very interesting premise and idea, and I think she did it good for the most part. I was very happy with the story. I feel like it was interesting and it was a page turner for sure. I also think that the characters were very well written, and I think that she definitely has talent when it comes to writing YA. I feel like a lot of writers make teenagers sound like they're not teenagers, if that makes any sense. I really enjoyed how these teenagers actually seemed like teenagers, and that's kind of more of what I meant. But there were some stuff that I didn't like that much. So right off the bat, I felt like there was a little bit of info dumping when it came to the interviews and how it was conducted. I just felt like the first few were very repetitive. You know, like she was on the phone and she was talking to people or she was emailing people. I just felt like we could have seen so much more of the town where this is taking place. I feel like because these interviews were essential to the plot, it could have served as like a double purpose, but it didn't. So that's something I would have done personally. I would have tried to do more showing the scenery while doing these interviews. And this next thing is kind of something that really didn't make me happy while I was reading. If you guys do not know, I'm half Indian, and reading some of the stuff that other characters would say about Ravi, an Indian boy, it made me mad. And I'm sure that was the author's intent, to make the readers angry. And it worked, especially because I'm half Indian. But what I wasn't expecting was for those feelings never to be resolved. Like, what? I was in the car with my older sister slash cousin. If you're Daisy, you get it. And I was in the back of the seat, and she was beside me, and I was reading it, and she just looked over and was reading it with me, and we both saw the reporter, like a grown man with a professional job, saying stuff along the lines of, oh, well, he's Indian, so, he obviously did it, or something like that, and I just couldn't believe it, and it made us, both of us, very, very agitated. But I was like, you know what? The story is really good, and I have high hopes for this author, and I think she's going to pull it off good. At the end of the book, the reporter is still a reporter. And I was just there. I was like, that is something I would not have done. I would have had there been consequences for that character. I just hate how I just felt like the racism that Ravi had to deal with was literally like just something random to throw in. And I know that that's probably not what she meant to do, but just because it wasn't resolved and like there was no consequences for the character and he was still a reporter at the end of the book, I was like, dude, like as an Indian, I got angry because he was being the victim of racist comments, but I stayed reading knowing or thinking that it was going to be resolved in the end. Like, if you're going to make me angry, make me happy at the end. You know what I mean? I just couldn't believe it. I'm going to stop talking about that, but that really bothered me. And that was one of the main things that made me give it a low rating. I also felt like the ending was unearned. Oh my god. The pacing was great throughout the entire story, but like as you get to the end, I was just like, really? Like, you've had this piece of information since the beginning of the book. And you're just now, like, realizing she did it. Like, dude, I just felt like it was so unearned. I felt like it could have been so much better. Like, the reveals towards the end, I was just like, this could have been done so much better, because I saw what she was doing throughout the entire book and I was like, yes, you are writing amazingly. Like, the turns throughout the book was so great. You thought it was this person and you thought it was that person, but at the end it was just so unearned. Like, I would have loved it more if it was someone else who murdered her at this point. And lastly, there was a problem that I've seen other people bring up in other reviews. And it's that it seemed like she didn't have many barriers when it came to threatening people, like dangerous people. So the main character, Pip, who is looking into this cold case, she is a high school student and she is opening this case for a school project. But she goes and she threatens a drug dealer, and she threatens, like, and she, like, catfishes people. And I'm just like, how is none of this getting her in, like, in trouble? Or, like, when she went to go, when she went to the drug dealer's house and was all like, you better let me in because I have blackmail. It's like, he is an older man who very obviously is into crime anyways. How did it not backfire on her? I just felt like in real life, somebody would have got hurt. The book was enjoyable. The book was definitely enjoyable, but those things, especially the racism that was never really brought up again, it just really bothered me, and it kind of ruined the reading experience for me once I finished everything. That's why I gave this debut novel a 2 out of 5 stars, which is the lowest I've ever rated a book. And it is so sad for me to say that, because she is so talented. Genuinely, she is so talented, and she can create such an interesting plot and a story, but I just felt like there were some things that could have been done better, and the things that could have been done better were just big things for me, which is why I rated it so low. If you don't really care about anything like that, definitely read this book. Like, it's such a good book. And I will be checking out, I'm pretty sure there's a sequel coming out. So I'm going to be reading that. Maybe something happens to the reporter in that one, but I'm reviewing it as a standalone. So I'm excited to see what else Holly Jackson comes out with. I think she's an amazing author. I just really, really wish. I wanted to love this book so bad. And I hate that feeling when you want to love a book, but like you just can't. Those are my feelings. Those are my thoughts. Leave down yours in the comments below. If you have read this book or if you're going to read it, tell me what you thought about the review, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.